Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me again, your girl Kami. So 22-year-old Congolese young lady deported to Congo all alone. This lady have spent half of her life in Sweden, but unfortunately she was deported early this Tuesday all alone in Sweden. You guys, her name is, it's a very hard name, is Chancelvie Lelo. Chancelvie Lelo. So in this video I'm gonna call her Lelo because if I say the other name I might spell it wrongly or pronounce it wrongly. So Lelo came 2011 with her dad and her sister, according to the SVT News. That is one of the biggest broadcasters here in Sweden. And when they came to Sweden, so they seek for asylum. So after seeking for asylum, I think the same year they were denied, so that they got a negative decision, and the Swedish migration said that they should go home. You know, normally in Sweden, if you seek for asylum and then they give you a negative, then you have like 2 appeals to do. And after that, the third one is always very hard because they might not grant you. So after the 2 appeals, they keep saying no, that means the decision is final and cannot be changed. But it can only be changed if something terrible happens to you, that maybe you are sick, or maybe really they see that you can't really go back to your country and you really need protection. So you have to prove if there is any new thing that is happening around where you are from, then they can retain you. Anyway guys, so this Lelo, she came with her dad and they seek for asylum, and the Swedish migration say that they should go back home. Guys, remember, since 2011 now they have been living illegally here in Sweden. Of course, this is not the first case. Many people live illegally everywhere. But unfortunately for her, there was another decision that came in 2017, still saying that they should go back to Congo. But now, guys, the issue is the father is nowhere to be found. This girl came here at 2011. She was just 11. Now she's 22, which means she has spent half of her life here in Sweden. She has gone to school. She has graduated. Guys, I'm gonna attach the photos of how she graduated. And actually, one of the person that was so emotional, that was even crying, is her former high school teacher. She was really sad. She even drove over to her before she could travel, and it seems like she was so close to this teacher, and they were trying all their best. But unfortunately, Lelo was arrested, and she has been in the deportation camp for the past 3 months. So, and then after the being in the deportation camp, you know guys, once they decide that you should go back home, they can, if they catch you, they might detain you at the deportation camp. Sometimes if you are lucky, they can release you. It all depends with your luck, guys, because I have several cases that people that are supposed to leave Sweden, and then the police caught them, maybe because of 1, 2, 3 things, and then they are deported back to their country. But sometimes you might be lucky, they might release you. Yes. Anyway guys, so for her now, after 3 months in the custody, she was now taken back to Congo, and she was crying. She was talking to her lawyer. She was talking to her former high school teacher, saying that she doesn't even know where to start. The problem here is that she doesn't even have any traveling documents, and another thing, that she did not even do COVID-19 test. The reason why she did not do the test is because she refused. I can imagine you spending your life, like half of your life, 11 years, and then being deported. Like, she had made friends, and according to the news, she was even working. It's like she had even gotten a job somewhere she was working. So this girl has started a new life, but unfortunately she was deported. And the migration, actually, they say they don't want to talk more about this situation unless they get I don't know, they just don't want to give us more details. So you guys, the father is nowhere to be found. Guys, this is one of the saddest story. I always read about deportation story, but this one was very sad because imagine, she didn't come here alone. She didn't come to Sweden alone. She came with her father and the sister, and now she has to go back alone. You know, after spending all her life here, half of her life here, she has to start a new beginning without father. I don't know where her mother is. They didn't mention her mother. They just said her father. Probably her mother is still in Africa somewhere. But she was saying that if she goes to Congo without traveling documents, they might arrest her. So I don't know the situation. Today is Friday, guys. So she must have arrived at DRC by now. Because as she was speaking to the lawyer yesterday, she was already at the transit in France. So I don't really know how it went for her, because she was afraid that they might imprison her because she doesn't have any traveling document. I hope that doesn't happen to her, because it's like she's coming from one problem to another. So you guys, yeah, so why she was deported is because the migration has decided since 2011 that they have to go back to Congo, but they have been living here illegally, and yeah, they have to go back. That's just it. Now it's very difficult for her to come back. So one of the painful things is, like, you know, once you get a negative decision and you are able to stay here in Sweden for years, you can reapply again for asylum. Yes, you can still go and seek for asylum again, because, you know, on those 4 months you are under Dublin law, but after that you can apply. But guys, you know, it had remained only 10 days. Okay, she would have clocked 4 years on Monday 6th, and this is Swedish National Day. It seems that Sweden never loved this girl. She was supposed to clock 4 years, because, like I said, the first decision came in 2011, the next one came in 2017, and it was supposed to be 4 years in June 2022, but unfortunately they deported her. So I think the custody where she was, they knew. I'm pretty sure they knew what they were doing, because if they would have waited until those 10 days are over, that means she would never been deported, and she has the right to seek for asylum again. So I don't really know. I really want to know more details, because I find the whole story very weird. I mean, this is just a young girl, 11 years. I mean, the only thing Sweden could have done is to just leave her alone, give her permanent. I mean, there are so many people that come to Sweden every day. Here we are having so many Ukrainians coming here and there, and the way even the Swedish people are prioritizing them, I've heard other asylum seekers complain that Sweden is being biased, Sweden is taking priority, that they are concerned more about the Ukrainians more than other asylum seekers. And it seems, guys, that's another topic that I want to cover. Does Sweden, is Sweden too, like, it's like they are not balancing when it comes to the issue of asylum seekers? Is it that they have forgotten other asylum seekers and now they are strictly, you know, focusing on Ukrainians? Anyway, guys, I'm gonna talk about that. So I don't really know why they would actually deport her. And of course they had made the decision. She didn't go. I mean, she was still young. There is no way she would have gone to the migration and say she's ready to go home. I mean, unless she had to wait until she's 18. She came 2011. So she doesn't know so much. She was only 11. So how would she go back to Congo on her own? And the father is nowhere to be found. So, I mean, those are the things that the Swedish migration would have considered, that look, the father is nowhere to be found. This girl came when she was 11. Even at a time she would be 18. That's 7 years. She has already been in the Swedish system. She has already started speaking Swedish. She's going to school. She even graduated. So I think they should have considered and just help the small girl. But I don't really know. I mean, I feel like something is very wrong somewhere. and I wish I could get information, and I'll try my best to look for information why they really, deported her. Of course the decision came, I know, but like I said, the father disappeared. Even the elder sister, nobody knows where they are. And now for them, those ones, they might apply, seek asylum now by next week, Monday, or maybe they have even left the country. If they seek for asylum again, I'm pretty sure with the way the Swedish migration have made this tough decision, they might still say no to them. So you guys, yeah, I don't know, what do you think about this whole situation? Because her teacher was really sad. She's a Swedish teacher. She was crying, and she was shedding tears, saying that she couldn't believe that Sweden would do this. That she couldn't believe that we are in Sweden, that they would deport such a young girl all alone without her parents, without traveling documents, without COVID-19 test. Anyway, that COVID-19 test, I think it's her fault because she refused, and I think it's just because she was not ready. So another thing that I want to know in this case is, why was she in the deportation camp? Okay, because I said, like, there are many people who live illegally. I mean, this is not news, this is a normal thing. The only time they would come for you is because maybe they caught you doing something, maybe something criminal, maybe you didn't buy your your bus ticket or your train ticket. That's very important, because most of the time, if you prove stubborn, they involve the police, and then maybe you went fighting, or maybe you did something, and once they catch you, they involve the police. But if you're living illegally and you're minding your own business, nobody will ever come for you. All what the Swedish migration is doing is waiting for you to buy the ticket and tell them that you are ready to go home. And if you feel that you cannot buy the ticket, then you can always go and tell them to buy it for you. But as we all know, most of us, especially we Africans, I'm from Africa, so I'm just talking about what I know and how I feel, is that most of us are here to look for greener pastures, and most people are not ready to go back home just like that. A lot of people are here so that they will stay and find means of working, means of making money, so that at least if they go back, they will have something to start. You can't just go like that. You guys, anyway, I don't know, I'll keep you updated. I really want to know, why was she in the deportation camp, and why did the Swedish migration didn't consider? Guys, I'm gonna try my best. Anyway, that's the update. I hope this video helped you, and I see you in my next one. Bye.